just started. You can go to Talk 97.3 FM. I'm sorry, Talk973.com. And the link is right there at the home page, up top middle of the page. If you're on your mobile device, fire up YouTube and put Mornings with Lolita Man into the search. If you are on our website at Talk973.com, the icons in the upper right-hand corner of every page that... Wait a minute, I'm lost my train of thought here. Right. You're looking for just the audio stream. Now, if you're on YouTube and want to see the video, you put in, what am I trying to say? I'm thinking of 12 things at once, and I got to back it down to one.
Hey, you got up, you were here, you had all your show prep, you should be right on the dime here this morning.
Yeah. All right, in order to watch the video online, you got to fire up YouTube, put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. If you're on your mobile device just needing an audio stream, well, then you get a streaming app, such as TuneIn, iTunes, or Streama. Any of those and many others will work. Just put WEEB in the search to get our result to the top. And if you're on the website at Talk973.com, that's Talk973.com. You go to the upper right-hand corner of any webpage, an icon says, on the air, listen live. Just tap it once when you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. It's going to be partly cloudy with a high around 54 today. So these clouds are starting out this morning are rapidly pushing out to sea. The actual front's way out to the coastline right now. And these clouds, I guess, got dropped in the wake. I don't know. But fuel may have some moisture in it, so if you're under one, you're just not lucky today.
No. There's going to be a lot of unlucky people around today. That's all I got to say.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 26. Yesterday, they said that would be 32, so more cold air got here and here than they thought. Let's see, Saturday, partly cloudy, high around 49. Saturday night, partly cloudy, isolated showers. Possible, not likely. Low of 32. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 56. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are southwest at 25, gusting to 31. Visibility 10 to 10 miles. I noticed this morning the Channel 5 weather team all going, oh, may see winds up to 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
They always want to stream it every time. Pressure's 29.36, 2.46, humidity 77%. Now they say it's partly cloudy, 53 degrees. Here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM WEEB. In fact, the radar is showing the only shower in the area is west of Fort Bragg. I'm sorry, east of Fort Bragg. And moving away.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, we've had plenty of rain for a day.
Yeah, send all that rain over there to the East Coast there.
All right, it is 7:36 past the hour on this Friday morning. Wow, that should wake me up right there. Let's see what we can wake up to this morning as we go to our sound bites. You know, a lot of people are suffering from impeachment fallout. If you're like me, you've about had it with hearing about it. It's like it's almost like when presidents die, you get 2 weeks of nonstop of that president.
Well,
now they're moving it one more inch in the rotunda.
To be honest, this was such an exceptionally stupid act on the part of the Democrats that you really have to keep dissecting it. It's bad. I see the Senate now. Was it Rand Paul or? Well, I don't know. One of the Republican senators, they have subpoenaed the travel records of the doper Biden.
Now, that was the Senate, I believe.
Yeah, the Senate. Yeah. Well, I can't remember which senator, Graham or whoever, but it doesn't matter. But they've successfully subpoenaed those, and they have received those records from the Secret Service and
all the financial records.
Crackhead
Hunter Biden.
Yeah, Crackhead Biden is going to have his stuff looked into. So, And I'm sure that'll include the vice president, their former vice president, Sloppy Joe. And, things don't look good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, at the point where Sloppy Joe falls off the edge of the table and is no longer a viable candidate for president, things are really going to go badly for the whole family. I'll tell you, the next time I see him, I'd like to see him in a supermax prison along with his kids, all of his kids, and his brother.
And his brother. Brother made out like a bandit.
He's scum, the whole family.
He all of a sudden goes to work for, and this is the areas that Biden was put his point man on. And all of a sudden, his brother goes to work for a construction company, I believe it was in Atlanta. Somewhere. Anyway, has no construction experience whatsoever, but he sits on the board. And all of a sudden, they get a contract to build 150,000 homes in Iraq.
Right.
Talking about a sizable contract.
Yeah, I just read something here on old Sloppy Joe's brother. He was, about 20 years ago, he was involved in a auto accident. I don't know that he was the driver, but he was a passenger in the car that ran over a single father, 3 kids and all this. And, in fact, the court decided against him and said, hey, you owe this family, you owe these kids $1 million. And to this date, 20 years later, he has not paid one single dime of that decision. They're scum. They're absolute scum.
Well, they have scum for president. You never know. Let's hope not. A lot of people, like I was saying, especially Democrats, are suffering from the impeachment fallout. Now, there's something that you can take, acquittal.
If you're feeling confused, shame, fear, guilt, or anger, now there's help. New from Senate Pharmaceuticals, a new drug that takes away the pain, remorse, and regret. Reach for Acquittal. Acquittal addresses your frustrations and absolves your partisan differences. Now available in GOP strength. Ask your constituents if Acquittal is right for you. Take only as directed by the White House. And coming soon, Rip It All for post-State of the Union speech disorder.
They can't manufacture enough of that stuff.
Yeah, the little talking heads on MSNBC and CNN last night just were definitely beside themselves that they couldn't get a conviction.
Yeah.
And they just can't stand it. Too bad. You'll get over it. Some people getting excited for Sunday night's Academy Awards.
Oh, great.
Well, let's see. What time do they start?
Is that on? That's on this Sunday? Yeah. Find something else.
So they're going to start at what, 8?
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know. Prime time, I'm sure.
What's over on the other channel? Oh, yeah, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who scheduled this one?
The Super Bowl?
No. The conflict between the Oscars and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Super Bowl's not on this Sunday. Super Bowl was last Sunday.
My bad.
You're a week behind.
Golly.
Or is it 2 weeks behind?
I tell the doctor we got to change medications.
You need some of that Acquittal or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do remember who won. It was the Chiefs. So.
Yes, there you go.
It's coming to me now.
I didn't even watch the game, and I know the game's already been played.
Okay. Anyway, so the Oscars are this Sunday night. And then there are others who have a different attitude about the Oscars. We recorded a theme to include both attitudes.
Who's going to win it? Who's going to win? Oscar!
I don't care.
He doesn't care.
There you
That's
go.
about right. Because they're lousy movies, lousy actors, and everything else about it is lousy.
Let's see. I don't know if I want to bore you with all this. Let me give you a few Oscar facts. Interesting facts about the Oscars. Number 13. No one is 100% sure why they're called Oscars. Technically, the trophies are called an Academy Award of Merit. Didn't know that, did you? But Betty Davis claimed she nicknamed the award after her first husband, Harmon Oscar Nelson. But others say it happened before that in 1931 when Academy Executive Secretary named Margaret Hendrick saw the award and said it looked like her Uncle Oscar.
Yeah, sure, it's probably something arcane like that, you know.
Regardless, the nickname was officially adopted in 1939. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science votes on the awards, and there are around 8,000 members. The names of Academy members are a closely guarded secret, but they are all film industry professionals. And anyone who's either won or been nominated for an Oscar gets instant admission. Of course, each person votes only counts once. So Meryl Streep doesn't get her vote multiplied by 471.
So the names aren't actually secret because if you've ever won one or been nominated for one, you're part of the list there.
Right.
So not so secret.
For what it's worth, in 2014, a survey conducted by the LA Times found that 67% of voters were men, 94% of them were white, and they were on average 63 years old. The Academy has tried to diversify since then. Kirk Douglas may have only died a couple of days ago, but he will be included in the Oscars in the memoriam segment.
Well, he should be because he actually made some good movies.
You know, it's always fun to hear about the ridiculous things that celebrities receive in their Oscar swag bag. And this year, they're extra ridiculous. According to Forbes, this year's free swag is valued at $225,000.
Yeah.
Would you like your $250,000 swag bag? I think I will.
Yeah, and I bet you they don't claim it on their taxes.
Well, last year's haul was only $80,000.
Oh, dear.
The package includes hydrogen-infused water. That's $30 a pouch. Posh Amethyst bath bombs. $150 gold-plated cannabis vape pen.
Okay.
A brainwave sensing meditation headband.
They're not going to be sensing much with those.
And up to $25,000 worth of cosmetic and rejuvenation procedures such as lip fillers and chemical peels.
You should send some of that to Pelosi.
There are vouchers for a 12-day cruise on a yacht with butler service, 2 helicopters, and a spa. It's valued at $78,000 with destinations that include Antarctica and the Mediterranean.
Oh, man, I'd pray that they take those things, take that cruise, and don't come back. Just go. Antarctica, that'd be a great place for most of those clowns.
Other gifts includes a romantic getaway in the Spanish lighthouse, a year's membership to a luxury dating service, and Peasy Midstream, a medical urine collection system that claims to improve the accuracy of testing for infections.
Yeah, there you go. They definitely need that, most of them, I'm sure, after all the extracurricular activities they all engage in.
But not everything is weird and pricey. For example, there's a 2-pack of dark chocolate, which costs $4.89 for a set of 10.
Oh, that's kind of cheap. They can't do better than that.
Well, it's like sticking bubble gum in your mouth while you're looking at the prize, you know?
Oh.
I get so tired of having our power dropped all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a bad accident at the end of our road. And we had
Something slapping a power line somewhere.
Yeah, the wind. Oh, yeah, the wind and the power lines. Yeah.
Hope it stays on.
They should make a movie about it.
This is getting old now.
Yeah.
You see, they just don't know what it does to this equipment.
Yeah.
To have it slammed like that. And it just gets old and old. I must have a battery pack in here that's not
Charged up.
strong because some of the equipment is cutting out when that happens.
Right.
I think I know which one, but can't change it out right now. All righty, let's move on. Let's see. The Academy Awards are on Sunday night. Another night of rich celebrities wearing clothes and jewelry given to them for free mentions.
Right.
But last night, maybe you saw the new award show for working stiffs like us,
Yep.
the Real People's Award.
Welcome back to the first ever Real People's Awards, where we salute the people that do the actual work in this country.
Thank you. As announced earlier, there will be no microphones on stage for winners because we want to keep this thing moving along. After all, we all have to get up and go to work in the morning. In the category of Best Plumber, the Real People's Award goes to Joe Johnson for his tireless duty unclogging toilets at an IBS convention last weekend at the Holiday Inn.
Thank you!
Moving on now, the Real People's Award would like to recognize the category of State Highway Construction Workers. And the winner is Dan Ostracki. He is the guy actually shoveling while the other 8 watch.
Dreams come true, thank you!
Coming up on the 2020 Real People's Awards, the award for contractor who stayed on the job the longest without disappearing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Chris Rock turns 55 today to celebrate his, here's a flashback Friday clip from Chris hosting the Oscars back in 2016.
This is the wildest, craziest Oscars to ever host because we got all this controversy. There's no black nominees. And people are like, Chris, you should boycott. Chris, you should quit. You know, how come there's only unemployed people who tell you to quit something, huh? No one with a job ever tells you to quit. So I thought about quitting. I thought about it real hard. But I realized they're going to have the Oscars anyway. They're not going to cancel the Oscars because I quit. And the last thing I need is to lose another job to Kevin Hart, okay? Kev right there. Kev make movies fast.
All right, on to real life. An Australian reporter was trying to do a segment on, wait a minute, before I do this, I'll finish this and I'll do what I want to do. An Australian reporter was trying to do a segment on snakes with one draped on her shoulder, but he kept striking the microphone.
Great.
Here's the audio along with her talking about the ordeal.
He just beat my microphone.
Just stay still. It's just because it's right in front of his face, that's all.
He's biting my microphone. What am I doing?
You'll be right. It's just the mic that he's saying.
But what if he sees my hand?
I was just there to shoot a couple of shots for this package about snake safety, which I was doing yesterday. And I kind of psyched myself up to have one draped around my shoulders. It just decided to take to the microphone. And I was just so scared because my hand was so close to where it was biting. It calmed down and I ended up getting the shot that I needed. And then as soon as that was done, I said to the snake handler, get it off me.
Yeah, well, hey, they like to bite stuff. No kidding. Must be hungry. Should have fed it first.
We got an email the other day from one of our listeners up in the Maryland, Washington area, Baltimore area. It was addressed to Steve and Colonel Jeff. It says, here in the People's Republic of Maryland, in their infinite wisdom, the MVA decided that we no longer need parallel parking as a requirement for getting a license. Considering that the bulk of the population lives in and around Washington, D.C., in Baltimore, that was a, quote, great decision.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
You should see other idiots that drive around here way worse than your left lane lovers down there. Nah, it can't be worse.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. He's exactly right.
He says we have 4 or more lanes of highways all over the place, and every day in commuter traffic, and other times, too, you will encounter plenty of in the morning and evening traffic. There they are, cruising along at 55 to 60 when the speed limit is 65, and most people are going 75 or better. I know how much you love that, Steve. Reporting from Ground Zero, Mike.
Yeah, no, that's I haven't had a tour up there in a long time, but yeah, I used to have to drive into D.C., every day for 3.5 years, and it was a nightmare. And yeah, when now it's so bad. You used to have to get up there above the Occoquan, right there in Woodbridge, Virginia. And 95 and north of that was, like a free-for-all. I mean, people were just going nuts. And that type of driving has moved all the way down on 95 to about the Richmond area. And, last time I drove up there, I got up around Richmond, just above Richmond, and, man, I was in the right-hand lane, and these cars were coming by me like I was, standing still. And I looked down, I was doing 85, and these guys were going by me, and
my kind of driver.
Yeah, well, you can have that, man. I was just trying to stay up with the slow lane and not be an impediment to anybody, and I didn't realize that I was doing 85 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And if there was a cop up there, if he was going to pull anybody over, he probably would have pulled me over because he could at least, get me off of the road. But, these guys in the left lanes up there, they're just going nuts.
Yeah. Well, that's where I would be, left lane city.
No.
Move.
I don't drive around up there anymore. I'll go around and find another route. And 85 is terrible up through the valley because, the trucks go up there and, so they can avoid a lot of heavy traffic, so you get into the truck traffic. It's hard.
Well, the bad lip reading guys put out a brand new NFL video. This one features players saying their names, but when you when you lip read them, they appear very funny. Check it out.
Quiz, boring man. Gremlin, T, squeerfish. Minus opposite. Janitor, snoutlet. Thirsty. Buckrain, Politosh. President, Freepaw Flitzen. Asimov, Starcrack 2. Greek, baby. Danny, Sassoon. Bickwin, Thunderhands, Elfson. Dunkrod, Gluck. Brocklin, 1,000 babies. Exquisitus, Sunset, Mitchellham. Ping pong leg. Tute, Frute.
What was that?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't have a clue.
It was the bad lip reading guys.
The bad lip reading guy. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Put out a brand new NFL video.
Oh. All right. Well, yeah, I've seen a couple. Actually, some of those are kind of funny. You have to see that one.
Okay.
You have to watch the video with the bad lip reading. I got you. Yeah.
All right, Colonel, get your thinking cap on because today we're going to guess another sound.
Oh, no.
I'll give you the answers up front. If the sound you're getting ready to hear, a cat angrily eating ice cream, an angry cat stuck inside a sock, or a cat attacking a dog's wagging tail. Here we go.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. The cat licking ice cream, I guess.
Ding! You got it.
I thought I heard a slurp in there.
Yep.
Hey, I got going back to 81. It's 81 that goes up through the valley, not 85. I just got it. It just hit me. Back to cats licking ice cream. Sorry.
Students in Sacramento held a protest on Thursday demanding more homework. Yes, the communist doctrine is setting in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Today, after class today, you'll go outside and bang on my door and demand more homework.
Mm-hmm.
They've had substitutes all year, so they haven't really been learning much of anything.
Oh, dear, yeah.
I had that problem in first grade. I went through 6 elementary teachers. One got married, one moved, one did this and one did that. And, never could lock in on one. The one I liked the most got married. She was no more.
I think I had that in third grade. We went about 6 months with a different teacher for some reason or other. I can't remember what it was. Illness of some kind.
First one I had was in a some contest, Miss Somebody contest, and she won, so she was pretty. But then she got married off.
Miss Crabtree, eh?
Well, here are the kids.
Oh, no, that was John's third grade teacher.
As long as they didn't come in with Miss Pelosi.
How much homework have you had this year?
None.
How much would you like to have?
At least a little.
It's just a slap in the face to a kid and not get an education.
You know, it's fundamental. Kids need to have a regular teacher in their room.
Our goal is to just get the resources that these kids need to just catch up. So that way, by the end of the school year, they're at grade level with their peers.
All my substitute teachers were pretty much, because every now and then, one of your teachers gets sick. And
good morning, everyone. A few showers still with us this morning, but a wind advisory is in place. That's the big story, where wind gusts can be up to 50 miles per hour this afternoon. Temperatures are dropping today, back in the low to mid-50s this afternoon, 40s and 30s overnight tonight with a mostly clear sky. For Saturday, partly cloudy sky, we're drier with highs back in the mid to upper 40s and even near 50 in the afternoon. With the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Americans stuck in China due to the coronavirus could arrive back in the U.S. today and will be quarantined in Nebraska and Texas.
Officials say around 70 Americans will be flown into Omaha and quarantined at a nearby Nebraska National Guard training base. Meanwhile, Lackland Air Force Base in Texas is preparing to quarantine as many as 250 people who could arrive on Friday. Officials in both Texas and Nebraska expect all of the evacuees to be healthy when they arrive from Wuhan, China, the center of the new outbreak. They'll be quarantined for 14 days and monitored closely for any signs of illness. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The United States has killed another terrorist leader. President Trump announced the death of al-Qaeda's Qasem al-Rimi after a U.S. counterterrorism operation in Yemen. The president is celebrating his acquittal in the Senate impeachment trial, but he's clearly angry with Democrats over what he says was unfair treatment.
It was evil, it was corrupt, it was dirty cops, it was leakers and liars.
The president held court for more than an hour yesterday in the White House East Room, surrounded by Republican lawmakers, administration officials, and some of his staunchest supporters. He also vented anger during the National Prayer Breakfast earlier in the day. There's still no declared winner from Monday's Iowa caucuses. The latest results from the state's Democratic Party show Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders in a virtual tie, followed by Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden. A 34-year-old Chinese doctor who got in trouble with communist authorities for sounding an early warning about the coronavirus outbreak has died after coming down with the illness. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-880-7474. That's 1-800-880-7474. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-880-7474.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
The death of a Chinese doctor who tried to warn about the coronavirus outbreak has sparked an unprecedented level of public anger and grief in China.
Of course, there's been an outpouring of sadness in the country, but for the Chinese leadership, this is an epic political disaster because it lays bare some of the worst aspects of their command and control system of governance under Xi Jinping. You know, people are wanting to know, how is it that someone who's just trying to tell the truth about a medical emergency is told to be quiet and stop spreading rumors?
That's the BBC's Stephen McDonnell reporting from Beijing. The 21-year-old man accused of killing 22 people and wounding 24 more in a shooting that targeted Mexicans in the border city of El Paso, Texas, has been charged with federal hate crimes. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. Plans are taking shape for a public memorial for Kobe Bryant.
The place where Kobe Bryant played his home games will turn out to be the place where the public memorial service for Bryant will take place. The Staples Center in Los Angeles will be the scene for the memorial. That is according to a person with knowledge of the plans, which have not been officially released. The date, February 24th. 24 is symbolic. 24 is the number that Bryant wore during the latter part of his Lakers career, and number 2 is the jersey number worn by his daughter, Gianna, who died with Bryant in a helicopter crash late last month. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
Nearly 150,000 homes and businesses in the southeastern United States were without power this morning following powerful storms that left at least 5 people dead. The deaths were reported in Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Jared Kirk and Amy McBride of the First Casualty Insurance Group in Southern Pines talk about the benefits of being an FCIG customer.
Our agency has been in business since 1984. We are an independent agency, which means that we have numerous carriers. Having multiple carriers benefits our customers because it offers them more options for their coverage and price.
One of the most asked questions we get from our clients is how much do they need to insure their home for? Many clients think they should insure their home based on tax value or what they could sell their home for. Neither is correct.
Insurance carriers want to insure your home for the replacement value. Replacement value is what it would take to rebuild your home back to its current state in the event of a complete loss.
First Casualty Insurance Group of Southern Pines. Call them today at 910-692-8303 or find them on the web at fcignc.com.
Flowland Hemporium has been voted #1 in the Best of the Pines for alternative medicines. And one of the many reasons? They have the largest selection of CBD and hemp-derived goods in the region. Owner William Dean was selling hemp textiles and food 20 years ago, before its popularity. And with the recent explosion of CBD products, Flowland has continued to be the authority on this very beneficial plant. They sell everything from pain-relieving creams, CBD oil, tinctures, to edibles, bath bombs, pet treats, and more. Flowland is the Sandhills #1 choice for CBD products and thousands of other products you won't find in the department stores. They're open daily, so come on in to US 1 across from Texas Roadhouse in Aberdeen, or go to their website at shopflowland.com. Flowland, Moore County's #1 CBD oil authority, and serving the Sandhills since 2000.
There are a lot of good dentists out there, but there are only a few great ones. When my good dentist retired last year, a friend of mine recommended Dr. Joseph Skladany at Dental Design Innovations. Dr. Skladany turned out to be one of the great dentists. After a round of x-rays, he showed me an incisor with a lot of tooth decay and told me if I did not get it root canaled and capped immediately, I would lose the tooth. Funny, my good dentist didn't tell me this. His staff set me up an appointment for the next morning with the endodontist, followed by an appointment with Dr. Skladany. And by noon that day, I had had a permanent cap in place, custom made by computers for a perfect fit. In addition to full general dentistry services for the entire family, Dental Design Innovations offers cosmetic procedures, restorative care, partials and dentures, and oral hygiene. If you're ready to move up to a great dental experience, I highly recommend Dr. Joseph Skladany at Dental Design Innovations. Give him a call, 215-4554, or online at drskladany.com.
IHOP on 15501 near Wells Fargo in Southern Pines is now open at 6 a.m. 7 days a week. Friday and Saturday, IHOP is open 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Hey, did you hear that, night owls? Till 2 a.m. Then Sunday from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Google IHOP Southern Pines NC and click on menu. There's something for everyone. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, including a great menu for the kids. And plenty of parking behind the IHOP building on 15501. So hop on over to IHOP in Southern Pines.
I just love IHOP.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Windy conditions and flooding are expected today across the state after a major cold front started moving into the state on Thursday. Mike Strickler is a meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Raleigh and tells NCN News.
Numerous reports of damage. We had some swaths of what will likely be 60 to 70 mile per hour winds that produced quite a bit of damage yesterday and some flash flooding as well. In fact, we've got a couple of crews going out to do some damage surveys to assess whether or not a tornado occurred in at least a couple of those instances.
70,000 people are without power in the state. Emergency crews had to rescue 8 people, including children, from a Rowan County home after they became trapped by floodwaters. Nobody was hurt. One large tree came down in 2 cars near NC State University in Raleigh. Student Colby Stellings tells ABC 11 it was sent home from class early because of the severe weather. His car later became a victim of that storm.
I made a joke actually inside. I was like, oh man, I hope that wasn't my car. And walked outside, obviously saw that my car had been squished by that tree, and the girl whose car is in front here, she was here studying, so I walked inside to get her and kind of show her what happened.
The Army Corps of Engineers says 3 of the 5 Great Lakes, Michigan, Huron, and Superior, broke January records for water levels. Nick Bostel, the director of the Ottawa County, Michigan Emergency Management Team, says lakes were at their lowest point as recently as 2013.
Nobody has seen how quick and how much property has been lost in such a short amount of time with this type of erosion.
The world is running out of masks and other protective equipment against the novel coronavirus. The World Health Organization chief warned that today. CBS's Rami Inosienso reports from Hong Kong.
Here in Hong Kong, there are lines that stretch around blocks where people wait in line for hours to try to get supplies.
You're listening to NCN News.
2020, another big year for North Carolina politics. Republicans and Democrats battling for the state's electoral votes, competing for the governor's mansion, control of the General Assembly, the top job in the state Supreme Court. Carolina Journal covers all the action. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your best source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Ready for a Vegas getaway? Let the good times roll at the Orleans and their sister property, the Gold Coast, both located just off the famous Las Vegas Strip. Relax in style in a golfer's paradise at the Sun Coast, or experience Mystic Falls Village and indoor laser light show at Sam's Town Hotel and Gambling Hall. Boyd Gaming has it all, with exciting casino action, dining, movie theaters, bowling, and tropical pools. For your next Vegas getaway, think Boyd Gaming.
Sunday marks the 92nd Academy Awards held at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood and broadcast by ABC. Steve Futterman has more.
The countdown is underway here. The Oscars on Sunday night. There are some clear favorites. The favorite for Best Picture is 1917. In the acting categories, there are overwhelming favorites. Joaquin Phoenix is the favorite to win Best Actor. Renee Zellweger, the favorite to win Best Actress. In the supporting categories, the 2 favorites are Laura Dern and Brad Pitt.
NASA astronaut Christina Koch returned to Earth on Thursday. The NC State University graduate landed around 4 a.m. in Kazakhstan. She spent about 328 days living and working on the International Space Station. She also attended the North Carolina School of Science and Math in Durham before receiving a degree from NC State University. Physics instructor Dr. Sam Wheeler tells Spectrum News.
Always engaged. They want to be engaged. We have the resources here. It's really the attitude. Everybody wants to be here.
One person died Thursday night after a crash on U.S. Highway 70 in Durham. Officials say one person died and one person was taken to a local hospital with serious injuries. He lost his job over baseball's sign-stealing scandal. Now the Houston Astros' former manager is speaking publicly about it for the first time, days before his former team began spring training. More from CBS's Peter King.
In an MLB Network interview that airs tonight, reporter Tom Verducci asks the million-dollar question about the team's 2017 World Series win.
Is that championship tainted?
It's a fair question, and I think everyone's going to have to draw their own conclusion.
But A.J. Hinch doesn't really give an answer, saying that he hopes the raw talent of that team speaks for itself.
Unfortunately, we opened that door as a group, and that question may never be answered. We may never know.
The Astros head to spring training in South Florida next week with a new manager and general manager in charge.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Good morning, everyone. We're starting with a few showers across the area, and we're also staying with windy conditions. A wind advisory is in place, and we'll have wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour possible this morning and even through the afternoon. The rain showers move out this afternoon, and temperatures will drop. Overnight tonight, they drop into the upper 20s and low 30s. Saturday afternoon, we'll have a partly cloudy sky with highs back in the mid to upper 40s and near 50. Luckily, wind speeds are lower. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, it's partly cloudy and 53 degrees. Humidity 66%, dew point 40, pressure 29.41, wind southwest is 6, gusting to 43, and visibility at 10 statute miles. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Friday morning. Topping the news, a local man was arrested on 6 charges and was taken to Moore County Detention Center and placed under a $30,000 bond Tuesday. The Sheriff's Department arrested Robert Paul Burr, 30 of Southern Pines, charged him with 2 counts of felony larceny, possession of stolen goods, and obtaining property by false pretense. To keep the community informed regarding a worldwide health concern, the Moore County Health Department gave updates on the coronavirus to the Moore County Board of Commissioners this week. According to the World Health Organization, coronaviruses are transmitted between animals and people. Symptoms of infection include respiratory trouble, fever, cough, and shortness of breath. In other advanced cases, infection can lead to pneumonia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, kidney failure, and in some other cases, death. To prevent the spread of infection, Moore County residents should wash their hands regularly, cover mouths and noses when coughing and sneezing, and thoroughly cook meat and eggs. Choose close contacts with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, like coughing and sneezing, should be avoided. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. 8:15, let's make it 8:16. Time for sports. Right here and right now on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. We start with college hoops across North Carolina and a couple Texas teams coming into the state last night. They left with nothing. App State winners at home over Texas Arlington, 57-50, and the 49ers, they edged UTEP 68-64 in Charlotte. Elon winners over Wilmington, 62-56. Asheville winners over South Carolina Upstate, 84-71. High Point, they edged Hampton, 88-85. UCF, meanwhile, they beat ECU. Presbyterian got past Gardner-Webb, and Winthrop dropped Campbell. One of the biggest rivalries in college basketball will be played this weekend at the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill when North Carolina hosts number 7 Duke. But the feelings heading into Saturday's playing of not just basketball, but the greatest rivalry in all of sports, well, it's unlike feelings in recent memory, with North Carolina having only just escaping the ACC basement because co-cellar dwellers Miami and Wake Forest lost on Wednesday night. On top of it, Nike has produced special jerseys for the rivalry. ABC 11's John Clark says they're not that great.
Nike released the uniforms that North Carolina and Duke will be wearing Saturday night. They are supposedly an ode to the 100th anniversary of this great rivalry. Social media, though, has not been kind. Fans describing them as something you might see at an intramural game.
On the ice, Andrei Svechnikov and Sebastian Aho each scored 2 goals and added a helper, leading the Hurricanes to a 5-3 win over the Arizona Coyotes last night. Head coach Rod Brindamore says Sebastian Aho provided the spark the team desperately needed.
Jeff, assistant coach just said we got to do something there, put those guys back together. It was a good call by him. I think that was the difference in the game. They obviously, that line was pretty dynamic. They got us back in the game, and big win.
Carolina scored 4 straight goals and rallied from a 2-0 hole in their 4th win in 6 games. Bigger, though, it was their first win on the road in 6 tries. This is NCN Sports.
It's time to respect the game. As student athletes, they only get one opportunity to participate in high school athletics. As seniors, this may be their last time playing the sports they love, and they want it to be a good experience. Fans and parents, you can help. Let them play the game. Let their coaches coach, and let the officials make the calls. Positively support them and their teammates. This is their time and their place to play high school sports. Play the game. Respect the game. This message is brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and the North Carolina Farm Bureau.
Introducing from Wilmington and Morehead City, North Carolina, the delivery dominators, the supply chain champions. It's the lineup that scored $15.4 billion for our state's economy and supported more than 87,000 jobs. Your very own ports team, the North Carolina Parade!
At North Carolina Ports, we play hard for our state's economy. Now that's something to cheer about. Check out our season highlights at nccranes.com.
There is now a date for the public memorial for former LA Lakers star Kobe Bryant, who was killed in a helicopter crash with his daughter and 7 others nearly 3 weeks ago.
The public memorial for Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and the 7 others killed in the helicopter crash will reportedly take place on February 24th at Staples Center, the same arena where Kobe Bryant had some of his greatest moments with the Lakers. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti earlier indicated that there would be a large public event. Staples Center was also the site of the Michael Jackson Public Memorial in 2009. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Lakers were in action last night. They lost to Houston. New York beat Orlando. New Orleans topped Chicago. Milwaukee winners at Philadelphia, and Portland winners over San Antonio. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Hi, I'm John Cole with John Cole's Plumbing Professionals. We would like to express our sincere appreciation to all our loyal customers for voting us the best plumbing company in this year's 2019 Best of the Pines. We will continue to offer excellent customer service, professional workmanship, and affordable pricing. Don't just call a plumber, call a professional. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals. 910-639-4933.
John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
Here's Jenny from Pinehurst, a patient at Sandhills Weekend Dental.
It may seem odd to look forward to going to a dentist, but as I told Dr. Terry Ann Sams, I always feel better when I leave their office than when I came in. Dr. Sams and the staff at Sandhills Weekend Dental just make you feel relaxed.
Sandhills Weekend Dental, Highway 211, just past Harris Teeter. Open Wednesday through Friday, 9 to 4, Saturday, 9 to 2. Call for an appointment at 910-867-4423, 687-4423.
At Pool Automotive, being local and family-owned isn't just a title. It's the lifeblood of our business. The moment you walk into our Aberdeen showroom, you'll be treated like family. You see, we believe that all our guests deserve quality, reliable used vehicles, and we have the inventory and finance options to make it happen. When you buy a new vehicle, the second you drive it off the lot, it's already depreciated by thousands. Before you throw that money away, come to Pool Automotive and check out our huge selection of premium vehicles. We have high-quality, off-lease vehicles, most of which are one-owner cars with low mileage and remaining factory warranties. Something else we do to save you even more? We don't charge documentation fees. Yep, you heard us right. No doc fees here. Come in today, 500 South Sandhills Boulevard in Aberdeen, or call 910-637-0057 and experience the Pool Advantage.
From the WEEB Community Calendar.
On Friday, February 7th, from 10 a.m. to noon, will be a Veterans Census Summit meeting at the Moore County Ag Building in Carthage. That's right, Census Day is almost here. Anyone who is living in your household as of April 1st, 2020, should be counted in the 2020 census. That includes veterans. Veterans are among the most undercounted groups in the 10-year census. Census data is used to determine how billions of dollars in federal funds will be allocated by state, local, and federal lawmakers, and that includes veteran services. By answering the census, veterans can ensure that adequate VA services are available here in our community. Join us to learn how you can help veterans be counted. If you have questions about the Veterans Census Summit, call the Moore County Veterans Service Office at 910-947-2357. That's 910-947-2357.
You look out the window. It's dark. You lock the doors. Maybe you set an alarm. You take every precaution. Do whatever it takes to keep your home safe. But it's not. In fact, termites may be destroying your home right now. You may not see them. You may not hear them. But by the time you see the damage termites cause, it may be too late. So don't wait, because now there is something new. Introducing Termidor, the unique treatment that wipes out 100% of the termites in your home in 3 months or less. They'll never see it coming. But you can't get it from any store. So ask for Termidor by name from your pest control company. Because if you're not asking for Termidor, you're asking for trouble.
Termidor is available at Aberdeen Exterminating. Call 944-2474. For service, that's 944-2474.
War Dog's Army Surplus Store in Southern Pines is Southern Pines' #1 surplus store. Serving the Fort Bragg area, we buy, sell, and trade military, tactical, outdoor clothing, and gear. We are your military surplus low-price leader and take pride in serving our local military members and community. Bring us your military gear because we pay more and sell for less than anyone in the area, guaranteed. At War Dogs, we make it our top priority to provide quality, high-end tactical gear at the lowest prices. Come in today and bring your used gear or check out our massive inventory, the largest in Southern Pines. We're open Monday through Friday, 10:30 until 5:30 and 11 to 4 on Saturday. We're located at 675 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines, right across the street from Beefeaters. Or give us a call at 910-920-7749. That's 920-7749. War Dogs.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. PETA is in the news again. This time they're upset about what we call the animals we live with. They don't believe we should call them a pet. PETA believes if you call your dog or a cat your pet, it's a derogatory term. They suggest you call the animal another name like companion or a human carer. They're also upset you would refer to yourself as the animal's owner. They say it implies the animal's a possession, like something you bought, like a car. PETA's not trying to ban those words. Those are just suggestions. You might recall last year when PETA complained about certain sayings they wanted changed. For example, and I'm not making this up, they thought the phrase, bringing home the bacon, was offensive. They suggest bringing home the bagels as an alternative. Might as well say, bring home the doorknob. It's a saying, folks. It's no piece of bacon, dead or fried, has ever been offended by it. Tell me who in their right mind, by the way, and not everyone is in their right mind, would ever want to hurt the pet you own. The smartest dog I ever owned, and man, he was smart, never looked at me as if to say, John, you know I like you and I appreciate you letting me poop in your yard, but you got to quit referring to me as your pet. Now, pardon me while I lick my butt. Some people get upset over the silliest things, don't they? Hope everybody has a good weekend. From the Zumwalt Zone.
Good morning, everyone. A few showers still with us this morning, but a wind advisory is in place. That's the big story, where wind gusts can be up to 50 miles per hour this afternoon. Temperatures are dropping today, back in the low to mid-50s this afternoon, 40s and 30s overnight tonight with a mostly clear sky. For Saturday, partly cloudy sky, we're drier with highs back in the mid to upper 40s and even near 50 in the afternoon. With the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
And now,
The Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Wear Red Day. It's National Wear Red Friday.
Red. What's your favorite? Red.
I like red.
Yeah, today it's National Wear Red Day. It is Friday, a brand new Friday.
We made it to Friday.
Okay, who's ready for Friday? You get ready.
I'm ready to party! Yeah!
Are you ready?
To party! Yeah!
I'm having some fun with you here.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, let's go have some fun.
Yeah!
Have a good, long, nice weekend.
It's not just fun, it's a necessity.
It's a brand new Friday. Should be amazing.
We celebrate with a beer.
A beer could help.
Oh, yeah.
Let's begin.
I'm thinking that today is Friday right now.
Yeah.
You're psychic. You're psychic.
Can you read my mind? Can you predict the future? What?
I'll tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yes!
Wait, what?
You know about the Oscars, right?
Wait, that's this weekend? That's this weekend?
So you're not psychic?
I'm not a psychic.
But today is Friday, right?
Yep.
Thank God.
Oh, it's showtime. My baby, he don't talk sweet. He ain't got much to say. But he loves me. I know that he loves me anyway. And maybe he don't dress fine, but I don't really mind. 'Cause every time he pulls me near, I just wanna cheer. Let's hear for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand. Yeah.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the failing pilot refers to you. Hey, you veterans out there, 10 to 12 today at the Ag Center there in Carthage on Pinehurst Avenue. There's quite a bit of information there for you about making sure or trying to explain to you to get out there and make your remarks in the census. You got to be counted so we can get these funds here to help out all our veterans in the area. So make sure you get over there, get that information, and when the census comes, make sure you fill it out.
All right, don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where you'll locate it. On your mobile device, you can locate it by firing up your YouTube app and put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. If you just want our audio stream, that's a little different process. On your mobile device, fire up a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes, or Streamer. All are free and available at your app store. Just put WEEB in the search. And if you're on our website, you can get to it by going to talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says Listen Live. Click that once and you're listening just that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills. The worst is behind us. Partly cloudy with a high of 54 today. Still going to be windy with gusts up to 13 to 25 miles per hour wind, gusting to 49. Then tonight, mostly clear, low of 26. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 49. Saturday night, partly cloudy, an isolated shower, low of 32. A chance of a shower is 20%. And Sunday, to round out the weekend, mostly sunny with a high of 56. Right now, around the Sandhills, winds are variable at 10, winds of southwest is 26, gusting to 43. Visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure 2941, dew point 40. Humidity 66%. It's partly cloudy, 50 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Yes, like I said, don't try this at home. I'm a professional. All right, it is 8:31 past the hour on this TSIF. Thanks, Steve. It's Friday. Time to find out some things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. 7-Eleven has opened their first cashier-less store in North Texas to see how they'll work.
In Texas, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rolling Stones have more of a no-filter tour left in them, announcing a 15-day stretch that starts May 8th in San Diego.
The Rolling Stones.
Mm-hmm. They still pack it wall to wall.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Don't know why. I'm sure.
Well, the average person in there is 70.
Well, yeah, I guess it's pretty tame compared to what it used to be. But
saying, hey, babe, let's go to the Stones concert and get stoned.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few of them out there still.
Domino's down in Australia is offering a unique prize just in time for Valentine's Day. They're actually having a contest where you could win an engagement ring with a pizza-shaped diamond, a $9,000 value. The British newspaper, the Daily Mail, has named Robert Pattinson the most handsome man in the world. Well, I had that honor last year.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's right. We had a vote on that, didn't we? Yeah, Nick and Colt both voted for you.
Yeah. A full moon, known as the snow moon in January, takes place tomorrow night on the West Coast, early Sunday on the East Coast. Nearly 60% of Americans say they are better off financially than they were a year ago. Today's impossible question. A study found that only 12.7% of women have this. What is, and I'm talking about a natural feature on themselves.
I don't know. I don't know.
Natural blonde hair.
Ah, okay. All right.
Let's see here. So many things to choose from. All right, from my Did You Know category this morning. There we go. According to a survey by Cosmopolitan, 58% of the guys consider a woman their girlfriend only after this.
The girlfriend only after this. Their first handshake.
You playing it safe, are you?
Yes, I am.
Well, even that's wrong. After having an exclusivity talk.
Oh, a talk. Okay. All right. Well, see, that's a handshake. At the end, you have a handshake. So that's it. That was correct, actually.
Now you have exclusivity sex. That's what you...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We embarrassing you, Colonel. 14% of people believe owning a cute dog makes them more attractive to the opposite sex.
Oh, well, that's true. Sure. You know.
60% of women over the age 35 say telling them this is the biggest compliment you can receive.
Telling them they're beautiful.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, well, what else is there?
That they look younger.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, are you actually 30? You don't look a day over 30. Mm-hmm. Right.
Just over 33%. Well, I know sometimes people will say, it's my birthday today. And I'll look at them and I'll say, okay, make sure this is way under their real birthday. Well, happy 27th birthday. And they're 80.
Yes.
I noticed one thing when I was out getting signatures once upon a time. One way to get a senior citizen's attention was to call them young lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go up to them and say, "Excuse me, young lady." And they just feel so confused at first that somebody said that, and secondly, they feel good about it.
Yeah, well, that works for women. I mean, they like hearing that. But, it's also in the tone of voice, et cetera. There's an individual, hey there, young man, and they're using it as a pejorative. You can tell right off the bat,
Right.
if you're, some people, if you're a day younger than you're a young man, I'm more experienced than you, et cetera, and you can tell that it's, it's not meant as a compliment. And
Right.
that's when I usually say, "Hey, what do you need, old man?" And, I've had a couple of double takes like that. And guess what? When I see them, I don't get the young man garbage anymore.
Just over 33% of women say that a man who wears one of these looks uncool.
The man who wears one of these looks uncool. The man who wears one of these. Well, it's an item of apparel. It's not a man bun.
It's actually an electronic device.
Oh, earbuds or something?
Earbuds.
Yeah, okay.
Bluetooth headsets. 20% of workers in a recent survey said that they are worried about that taking a lunch break might make them look this to their boss.
As a no-load. I mean, you're taking a lunch break and leaving the building, then you're not attentive to your job.
I'll take that. It makes them look lazy.
Yeah.
According to a survey, 1 in 5 people say that this is their favorite secret spot to hide money.
Favorite secret spot to hide money in their socks.
Close enough, their shoe.
Okay.
28% of workers have forgot to remove this from new clothing.
Oh, the tags.
Yeah.
I've seen that quite a few times. Yeah.
And 50% of dog owners say their dog loves to watch this.
Loves to watch you eat.
That'd be 100%. We're talking 50%.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the disinterested attentiveness. I don't know. The windows. Watch the birds in the window.
TV.
Well, they're listening to the sound. I don't know that they're, well, there's arguments with it.
I've seen some YouTube videos where the dog is really, I don't know if he's comprehending anything. He just likes the motion.
I don't know.
Today's impossible question. The study found only 12.7% of women have this. What is it? I already did that. Jeez whiz, Steve.
Blonde hair. Got it right this time.
Losing my mind here. Alzheimer's consuming me in one day.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to rim shots this morning, see how we fare with that. Don't have too many because the pickings were slim, so that's why. See, I do pre-read them all and try to pick out something that can get the colonel to laugh. That's not an easy thing to do. But when I do, it's a good laugh. All right, rim shots. Justin Bieber has become the first artist to reach 50 million subscribers on YouTube. Can you imagine?
50 million?
Every time you tweet, 50 million people see it.
Well, YouTube.
Yeah, and he could take a sip. Pepsi would say, "Would you drink a Pepsi while you're posting?"
Yeah.
And we'll give you $10 million.
Yeah, that's about right.
Anyway, 50 million watch him on subscribers watch him on YouTube.
How much does Pepsi give you for your YouTube channel? He said you can every day or what?
Anyway, it does make it official. There are 50 million people who hate music out there.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Garth Brooks turns, how old do you think he is today?
Garth Brooks, he's like 60 or something, isn't he?
You tell me.
I don't know. I never pay attention to these guys and how old they are. But
58.
58, okay. Hey, that's close.
The only thing he's broken more than country music sales records are belts. Disney now says it was wrong to fine an elementary school $250 for showing The Lion King at a fundraiser.
Yeah, no kidding.
It should have been $250,000.
Yeah, that's Disney, man. They guard their stuff quite closely. All their copyrights and characters. And
like I'm going to steal a Disney film. Yeah, right.
Well, it's not just that. If you have a local person and they like draw Minnie Mouse or something on a T-shirt, and then then they sell half a dozen of those or something, and Disney finds out, stand by. They're going after you.
Yeah, for a long time they would like Snow White and Dumbo and all the classics. They would show them for a while at the theater.
Right.
Pull them back, and you couldn't get them on DVD.
Yes.
When they came around, or VHS, or whatever the media might be, they never would release those films. And then they would re-release to the theaters.
Right.
And the theaters all packed out, and another round of kids get to see it. But I believe you can get them all now, can't you?
I don't.
After a certain amount of time.
I've seen DVDs with a lot of the old Disney stuff on them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is on it, but.
The voter who left Derek Jeter off for their Hall of Fame ballot remains unknown. Too bad since Boston wants to give them the key to the city.
Yeah, well, that guy's he's gonna remain in hiding. That guy, or gal, whoever it is, I don't know.
He can room with Mitt Romney.
Yeah, him and Mitt.
Elon Musk is working on a computer brain chip that he says will turn humans into a race of super geniuses.
Yep.
Of course, they pattern all this after me.
Right. That's what we need.
Well, Masked Singer, you had a good run, so be thankful for that. Then they might as well bring back Tic-Tac-Toe because Jeopardy is just going to be a three-way tie every night. 7-Eleven testing out a cashier-less store, like I told you. It might be more convenient, but who's going to lie to you about when you ask how fresh the hot dogs are? And Disney's theme park will lose $175 million due to the coronavirus.
Yeah, sure they will.
Which works out to 3 tickets and a hot dog.
They're going to lose a lot more money than that because I just told you about that article I read that in China there are 400 million people being quarantined in various cities, etc. 400 million people.
It's a lot of folks. That's more than the whole population of the United States.
Yes, it is.
And I'll look at all the money they'll lose from productivity and tourism and everything. Yeah. All businesses being shut down.
Yeah, Walmart's not going to be able to restock their shelves.
Yeah. Well, it sucks to be there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Chipotle experienced record sales last year. The announcement caused a jump in the stock price of Charmin.
That's funny. I think that's funny.
Sorry. See, every now and then I hit a good one for him.
Chipotle.
2 hot dogs a week raises your risk of heart disease. Fortunately, I'm okay because I eat 2 hot dogs a day. So.
Yeah, there you go.
A New York man is broken a world record by collecting over 1,500 pizza boxes. Oh, boy. Girls, he's single, too.
What?
The record in question, saddest life ever.
You can walk down any street in New York and get 1,500 pizza boxes on a night. Come on.
Just go down Skid Road or out in California, just go down Needle sidewalks.
What is it? Just a pizza box from a, individual pizzerias? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know.
Doesn't say.
Like I said, this guy's got a sad life. That's what he's proud of.
Trying to figure out what his deal is.
Place will be full of ants and cockroaches.
Yeah.
A woman in Italy has a rare condition where eyelashes grow in her mouth.
I read that. Yep, in her gums.
Which, of course, means she can give herself a severe tongue lashing, I guess. Don't be batting your gums at me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, a little shaving cream in between the teeth there.
You don't need floss.
That's right.
Oh, dear. That's horrible.
I've never heard of that before.
That was a new one on me, too. Yeah, eyelashes growing out of her gums, and there was pictures. Oh, yeah.
What do I want to do? Let's do this. Everybody enjoys this, and we all learn something from it, so might as well get a few facts in our head.
And now it's time for
Random facts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, our random facts for today, and perhaps a spare if we're good. Japan, let's see. Japan also attacked Hong Kong on the same day they attacked Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
For 4 hours, just 4 hours later. Boy, they were both ends of the globe, weren't they?
They were all over if you look at a map.
The first photo ever posted on Instagram was a picture taken by one of the founders of a golden retriever. He posted it in July of 2010. That's one of those, who gives a crap?
Yeah, right.
American Express got into the communications business in 1979 and founded MTV, Nickelodeon, and the Movie Channel. They sold all of them to Viacom about 5 years later. The guy who created Super Mario Brothers said the Legend of Zelda wasn't allowed to bike to work at Nintendo because they thought it was too dangerous for someone so valuable.
Okay.
Shel Silverstein worked as a cartoonist for Playboy for 40 years. Even during the time he was becoming a famous children's author. Well, I never heard of him, so.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, that's your facts for this Friday. Let's see. All right, what time is it? 49 after. That means, my friends, we have time.
Look at you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
All right, my friends, it's time once again to get up, straight across the floor in the style of the Duke, John Wayne. Very cool stuff. Open up our closet doors and look at all 30 of our Liberty safes. Today, we're going to mosey on over here to Liberty safe number 28.
28.
Way over here in the corner. Open that bad boy up. I let the Colonel reach in and grab our weapon of choice this morning.
Man, how about a nice old brass Henry lever action in 30-30?
All right, we'll take it. We'll throw that over the shoulder, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of whoop ass, and we're out the door now in relentless pursuit of stupid criminal news. I'm not telling anyone how to live their life, but this guy might want to pursue some more more grown-up hobbies. I gotta wear my glasses. I can't see. And maybe look into getting one of those things called a job. 32-year-old Benson Chacon wanted a $200 skateboard from the store in Salt Lake City, but his mommy wouldn't give it to him and wouldn't give him the money for it. So last Friday, he put on a ski mask and robbed the place. The assistant manager tried to stop him, but they let go of the board when he reached into his pocket and claimed, "I got a gun." He turned himself in the next day. Mommy must have gotten hold of it. He's now facing felony charges for aggravated robbery.
Well, I guess he needed it. He needed whatever, so.
Why is it when you put your glasses on, you clean your glasses properly and set them down on the desk, and when you put them back on, they're two big smudge marks?
Well, that's because you're not cleaning them properly. You got to use some. Soap or alcohol or whatever to break that film, because otherwise it just clogs up again after they sit for a while.
Talking about Windex or something?
Yeah, something. I mean, they make glasses cleaner. Actually, you don't want to use alcohol.
Plus, these are cheap reading glasses. They're not easy. All right, Stupid Criminal News number 2 this morning. What do you do if you want a robot army for a fight, but you don't happen to have one available? I guess you grab whatever robots you can. There's a guy named John Stafford in Yukon, Oklahoma, and he lives next door to a guy named David Beard. And early this week, John and David started arguing. It's not clear what they were arguing about, but John got so angry he wound up trying to break down the fence between their yards. And he got help from a Roomba vacuum.
Roomba? Yeah, there you go. That's a robot army there.
John used the Roomba to smash the fence, and then he threw some of his own feces into David's yard.
You had to break the fence down to do that?
Yeah. Then John barricaded himself in his house to call 911 and told him, quote, "I would like to report a D-bag, and I'm going to run you guys into the effing ground." Well, the police came, and John refused to leave his house, so eventually the bomb squad and the SWAT team came out, and that's not going to end well. The SWAT team also brought a real robot, not a Roomba, in case they needed to go into the house. John finally came out 12 hours after the police used pepper spray. He was arrested on 1 count of planning an act of violence.
This is in Oklahoma.
Yeah. And that's your Roomba news from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
For this Friday.
I'd like to see that Roomba that can break down a fence.
That'd be a big one, huh?
That's significant. Yeah.
All right.
Need to get in touch with DOD for that one and see what they can do. Send that to Syria. Suck up some of the trash there.
Trying to find out where I'm at here. Okie dokie. Let's see. All right, get this. Didn't know this today.
Uh-oh.
We are pre-programmed from birth to be... Are we pre-programmed from birth to be selfish or caring? What would you say?
Oh, there's probably something in the genes, yeah, I guess. Sure.
By being what?
To be one or the other,
Well, nothing like being definitive there.
Well, you're asking, are you pre-programmed at birth to be one or the other? Yeah, sure, why not?
Well, it's been debated a lot, and a new study just shed a little more light on it. A team of researchers at the University of Washington did an experiment on 100 toddlers. All of them were about 19 months old. This is from your hard-earned tax money. A male researcher they never met before sat behind the table and pretended to accidentally drop a piece of fruit onto a tray on the ground in front of him. So he couldn't reach it, but each kid could. They used things like cut up strawberries and grapes that they knew the kids liked. Then the researcher acted like he was struggling to reach the food to pick it up again. The point was to see if the kids would help him or take the fruit and eat it themselves. And in the end, more kids decided to help. Researchers tried it again right before snack time, and they knew the kids would be hungry, and even then, almost 40% gave the fruit back instead of eating it. This doesn't mean autism is totally something we're born with. It's also something we learn. For example, kids with siblings were even more likely to help out, possibly because they learn to be helpful from watching their other siblings help out at home. That should be altruism, not autism.
Altruism, yeah.
Mistype there. Well, thrilled to learn that. I mean, 60% ate them and let that guy starve.
Yeah, well, they're kids. You have to. I don't know whether it's genes or whether it's something that you learn if you go to church, if you go to, some other kind of socialization thing, and they train kids to do things. So.
Right quick, the general manager of a TV station in Charleston, South Carolina, had to send out a memo on Tuesday because there had been reports of, quote, boogers on the wall in the men's bathroom.
Great.
Had to tell them to quit wiping the boogers on the wall.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it goes for this Friday and this week. Have yourself a great, safe weekend. We'll see you back bright and early again on Monday for a Mundane Monday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways because they are the backbone of our economy here in Ward County. When you give them first crack at your spending dollars, your money stays here, rolls over, and about 68% of it stays here, and that creates jobs for all of us. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fought, and they have died, to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. So live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man. And Nick and Colt the Dog will all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Dog Park.